So the first question is, I'm really curious about this. How did you gain the consent on filming on the ambulance, especially when the patients were there?
Yeah. So it was kind of a case-by-case basis in terms of what my access would be. And I filmed for about 80 to 100 nights in the ambulance. And for the first 20 or so nights, I was only filming in the front, and I wasn't even thinking about filming in the back with the patients because I wasn't really sure how to navigate that, how to kind of deal with consent and be sure that if I was filming patients that I had their permission. And I was really surprised by how many people were willing to kind of share those moments. I think the assumption is that if you're in an accident or if you're in a really kind of difficult place, you want privacy. And that was the case with maybe half of the people, but the other half were really willing to kind of participate in the film. I think people in Mexico are really expressive and really kind of open people. And so we would arrive to an accident, and kind of depending on how things felt, I would try and get that permission. But as you see in the film, none of the patients are actually revealed. You don't see their faces. You just hear their voices and sometimes see a hand or a foot. And I found it, when I was editing, sometimes a lot more interesting to kind of keep that hidden and let people think about who the patient was instead of kind of show them. You do see family members, and those were people that I would always connect with after the accidents and talk with and tell them what the film was about. And so I think a third or half of the accidents that we showed up to were things that I didn't film because I didn't feel like I could. So it kind of depended on each day.
Shocked.
Shocked about what?
You filmed for 80 to 100.
Yeah. It was a lot of work.
Yes. Okay, so the second question is, how did you get closer with the Ochoa family?
Yeah. When I'm making a movie, the number one job is the connection that I feel like I'm making with the people that I'm filming with. I think above the cameras, the sound equipment, the story that I'm trying to tell, the financing, all of that comes secondary to, am I actually connecting with these people? Do they trust me? And are they going to let me into their world? And not just halfway in, all the way in. And with the Ochoa family, I felt from the beginning that they were willing to do that they felt like their world was an interesting one, and they wanted to share that with people. But it took those 80 to 100 nights that I was saying to really get there. This really strange thing happened where I had been filming for maybe 70 nights, and I had returned to Mexico for my final shoot. And it was at the end of this kind of 3-year period of shooting on and off, and in 3 days, I shot about 70% of the movie. And I think it was because I had finally gotten so close with them that all of the kind of ups and downs, the good and the bad, was just right there in front of my camera to film. So it's something that's hard to explain, the kind of chemistry and friendship and relationship that you need to film a documentary, but I think it's about time and it's about patience. And yeah.